This is a screencast for section 6.3, example 3. We're eliminating the parameter again, just with a little bit more of a complicated situation. So in example 2, we would have solved x, the horizontal expression for t, which means you would have had x plus 2 equals t squared, and then taking the square root of both sides, so plus or minus square root of x plus 2 equals t. Now it's getting a little complicated because we have y equals two separate functions, and the goal is to get one function. So instead of doing it this way, let's solve for the other variable. Let's take the vertical expression and solve for t. So instead of y equals 3t, we'll say t equals y over 3. And then I can plug in y over 3 for t in the horizontal expression. So now I've got a function not necessarily of y, but of y squared. So let's see, this would be x equals 1/9 y squared minus 2. So I would solve that expression for y squared, which isn't ideal. We couldn't type that into our calculator. But we can identify this function as the inverse of the parabola and then switch the x and y coordinates. Solving for y then, we have identified this parametric curve as an inverse of another function, the parabola y equals 1/9 x squared minus 2. So we have identified it as one particular function, just had to use the word inverse to explain the relationship. So it's the inverse of this parabola. The parabola y equals 1/9 x squared will open up. This parabola opens to the right. Then now try problem number 15. It says eliminate the parameter and identify the graph of the parametric curve. It even gives you the hint. Eliminate t and solve for x in terms of y. And the reason being, again, we don't want to express this as two different functions. We want to express this as one. And then if we want to solve for y, we're going to have to use the inverse of another function. No problem. So y equals t plus 1 means that y minus 1 equals t. So I can say that x equals y minus 1 squared. So this parametric equation can be identified as the inverse of the parabola y equals x minus 1 squared.